remap a node. Okay, you can change the name for a node, and you can also remap topic names. And as you can guess, we can also remap service names. Okay, so let's start here our server. Ros2 run my let's call it Python 1. Okay, doesn't matter. Add to int server. So if I just launch that, we have Ros2 service list. We have the add to int service here. Now I will start it again, but this time with like that. This time with pros out, like you are used to do now, -r, and I will put the exact name of the service here, add to int, like it is defined in the code, and then I will change it to, let's say, new name. So the server has been started, and if you do Ros2 service list, we have new name here. So the add to int service is not here anymore, it has been replaced by new name. And as you can see, if we go back to our server code, this is the C++ one, but it's the same for Python. Here we have defined, it's like we have hard-coded the value in the service, but this can still be changed if you use that. If you remap the name, it will be changed, okay? So now if we start the client, let's start the client, and let's start, okay, that was the C++ package. Let's start the Python package, my Python package, add to int, and it should send 3 requests. And if I launch that like that, what we will have is, oh, this is waiting for the server, but the server is up. But what is the problem? The problem is that this client here is waiting for the add to int service, which doesn't exist because it has been renamed to new name. So what we need to do is also to rename the service here, add to int new name. And of course, this should be exactly the same as here. Okay, so we start it, and it works. So this can be quite convenient when, for example, you have an existing service server and you want to collect some of your clients on that, or if you want to separate different parts of your application, then you can remap easily nodes, topics, and services. Let's come back to the Turtlesim package to experiment a little bit more with Ros2 services. So in that terminal, I will start the Turtlesim node, which will start a window with a turtle at the middle, and then the teleup key, so I can actually move the turtle from the keyboard. So I move it a little bit, okay, and you can see here we have a trace of the turtle. So now with Ros2 service list, you can see all the services that are available for your Ros2 application. And so those 6 services and 6 here also are only got parameters for each node. Okay, so you already have those 4 services plus those 3 ones. So first we will check the clear service here. So the clear service will allow us to clear that line that, that the turtle has put on the screen. Okay, so if I do Ros2 service type, because we don't know the type of this. Okay, type clear, we can see the type. And here, okay, I have standard services. This package, actually, you have not seen it before. You have seen example interfaces. And this is simply because example interfaces package has replaced the standard services and standard messages packages, okay? So those still exist on Ros2 Foxy, but they have been deprecated. So it means that actually, when I'm currently doing this video, the Turtlesim package is still using standard services messages. So when you do the tutorial, maybe you will see that they have updated the package to example interfaces. So here, of course, I will use that, and you use whatever you see here. And actually, Ros2 interface show will show us what we need to send. And empty, well, as you can guess, empty is empty. So this is the most basic service you can have. It's just an empty request and an empty response. Okay, so let's call this service Ros2 service call clear with the type empty. And as this is empty, we even don't need to send any request. And as you can see here, we don't have the trace anymore. Okay, and here it's successful. We send the request and we get the response. You can see on this node that there is a new log clearing Turtlesim. So here the service is different. It's not a computation like we did previously with the add to int service. It is an action. The action to clear the screen. So when you send a request, the server here will get the request. It will clear the screen and send a response. And as you can see here, I told you that you should put some verbs for the name. All the services here are actually verbs: clear, kill, reset, spawn, set, spam, teleport, etc. So if I move it again like that, I can clear the window again. Now let's take a look at the spawn service. So Ros2 service type spawn. So this service will spawn a new turtle on the window. Okay, and as you can see, the service type is from the Turtlesim package. So from now we've only seen the example interfaces package, but this is actually coming from a different package. So every time the service will be in an SRV folder, okay, the name is spawn in SRV folder from the Turtlesim package. And let's see what we need to send. Ros2 interface show with that name. Here we have a little bit more information. We have x, y, and theta, which are the coordinates for the turtle, and a name, which is also known. If you don't send a name, as you can see, a unique name will be created and returned. And as a response, you get the name of the turtle. So if you choose a name, you will get the name back. And here, as you can see, we have float32, which is another primitive data type for messages and services. So let's call this service Ros2 service call. Name of the service is spawn. The type is Turtlesim SRV spawn, and then we can create the request. So we need x. Okay, the coordinates of this window, 0, 0 is here. And the middle is approximately x5 and y5, something like that. So let's put it somewhere near the middle. x5, y5. Theta is the orientation. Let's put 0, and we will put a name. The name will be my turtle. Okay, and we have a new turtle right here. as you can see, the response here contains the name, myTurtle, as we expected. We have a new log here. So what happened is we sent the request. The Turtlesim node here spawned a new turtle at the coordinates we wanted with the name we wanted, and then returned the response with the name of the turtle, which means that it is successful. Alright, so I will not detail all the different services here. Note that we will use some of them later in this course when we do a complete mini project with Turtlesim. You can experiment on your own and see what each service does, okay? You can experiment with the different command line tools, Ros2 service, Ros2 interface, Ros2 node, etc. And you can also try to send some requests from the RQT plugin, so the service caller plugin that we saw in the previous lecture.